Hello and welcome. Today is November 26, 2024, and today we'll be talking about V-Rising, not actually playing it this time. I'm your host, Shilla Q. I'm a Shilla Waits Quaintly, Reaper, and Guide to the Underworld. In today's stream, the plan is to talk about the V-Rising AMA on Exputer with Community Manager Jeremy Beerson. Now, the thing is, what's interesting is that before this happened, I had no idea what Exputer was. I was like, what the hell is Exputer? You know, like, what the fuck? And then I looked into it and I was like, oh, it's kind of like Reddit, but different. So I didn't actually submit any questions on here, but I did think it was interesting to look through it, or that we should at least give it a look. I scanned it with my eyeballs a little bit just to see if I could find, you know, anything interesting. And the only takeaway I really had really quickly looking and skimming was that apparently horse stables have been confirmed now, so that's cool. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be getting horse stables in 1.1, which is super exciting. That's something that I know the community's been asking for like ever. So finally we're getting something, so we asked for, but we're gonna have to read through the whole thing, find out exactly, you know, what the devs have in store. And then afterward, we're going to pick a game. I selected 4 different games. I kind of mixed it up a little this week to see what you guys would pick. Not really sure what you guys are going to go for, so this is going to be a surprise for me. I can't even anticipate it. But I decided not to put Palworld on the list this week, just to see what else people would pick, right? Because usually when I put Palworld on there, people choose Palworld. I want to change it up. Didn't feel like playing Palworld today, so there you go. Alright, so we're gonna get started. As you can see, the text is very small, so I'm gonna do my best to kind of read through it, narrate a little bit, and you know, be able to help you guys out. If you have any questions, I don't know if I'd be able to answer any questions, but I mean, I could refer to this document, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're gonna see what goes on. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm thinking if there's anything else I want to mention, but I think that was pretty much it. All right, let's get started. So we're gonna go through the first part here, where this was the V-Rising AMA. Now, this was started out on November 11th and just ended recently. So the cutoff to submit your questions has already expired. So I'm just gonna be reading his responses to everything. Because the thing is, he quotes the original question in his responses, so I think I'm gonna skip, you know, a little bit of the original questions and just go back to his responses on stuff. So but if there is extra context we need to cover, I'm probably gonna try my best to go over that, you know, is not to bore you. All right, here we go. Jeremy says, "Hey folks, I'm Jeremy Beerson Fielding, the community manager for Stunlock Studios for the last 3 years and for the public lifetime of V-Rising. I am relentlessly bothering our team with constant probing questions about our development. I literally never leave them alone. From questions about game design to art and inspiration, well, actually, you know what? Let me switch up the music a little bit. It's a little bit distracting. Let me switch out. I'm sorry. I was like, hold on a second. I meant to switch my playlist. Okay, that's a little easier. There we go. Let me continue. We recently released a devlog with plans about... Wait, hold on. I skipped something. I'm so sorry. I can't read, guys. I'm sorry. I played myself. I can't read. All right. Let me start over. I am relentlessly bothering our team with constant probing questions about our development. I literally never leave them alone. From questions about game design to art and inspiration, the hows and how-nots of the technical details of our game and what we're able to do. I've asked them everything. Now it's your opportunity to ask me anything. If I can't answer it immediately, I can probably find someone who can, so go nuts. Honest question, the fuck does Exputer mean? I have no idea. I have no idea what Exputer even is. It's a forum site, apparently. It sounds like a bad word in Spanish, and I'm giggling like an idiot. Oh no. Oh no. That's funny, Gerton. Holy crap. I'm trying to think of what that word might be. Maybe you should DM it to me on Discord so I can laugh too. I don't know. I might know what it means. All right. We recently released a dev blog with plans about our next major patch. Feel free to ask questions about it, though pretty much the only thing I can't talk about are unannounced features for it. If you have questions about anything we talked about there, it's very possible I can elaborate a little bit. Yes, I didn't have a paper to write the AMA thing on because it's 2024 and I don't own a printer or printer paper, but there's an uncomfortable picture of me. All right. So we had a few questions. Let's see. Let's see what his first responses are. I'm trying to see what are the oldest ones because I don't know if this is like what order this is in. Let's see. It looks like this is chronological up and down. So let's start off with these questions. This person asked, "Hi. So this is where we ask. Anyway, I'm going on a limb here and hoping anything may refer to things beyond the update. Aren't questions regarding PvP balance such lovely fun?" All right. So his response down here. Yeah, I think he just quoted everything. So Jeremy's response is, yeah, those are all fine, and this is the right place to ask. So the first question is, how is testing new mechanics done? Is there anyone within the company who plays PvP? His response was, play testing, feeling them out in game design, and then getting our last impressions during the beta playtests. We have some people, particularly in game design, that do enjoy PvP, and we have plenty of people who enjoy PvP games. I don't think anyone is actively playing on a PvP server right now, though, and we don't have anyone in the studio who actively does regular PvP or plays on an arena server. Yikes. My response to that is yikes. That kind of doesn't surprise me, but I don't know. It just seems like okay, look, I'm not a game dev or anything, right? Like I don't know what goes on behind the curtains, but knowing that no one's actively playing PvP in the game on a server or anything like that, it kind of shows a little bit, I think. Every time there's a balance patch that comes out, you hear people frustrated, roaring in the distance. Why didn't they change this? What is this supposed to do? What is that change supposed to do? You know, it kind of reminds me a lot of, you know, when I used to read like League of Legends patch notes like religiously, and I'd just be like, oh, they nerfed my favorite champion, how dare they? You know, or it'll be something like, why didn't they nerf this item? We all know it's busted. Like, they could have done something to fix that, you know? So it's kind of interesting to see this said outright. So that's kind of, it's kind of a yikes moment, I think, in that response. But I mean, considering how small their team is, that doesn't exactly surprise me. So it is what it is, I guess. All right, so next question. Why was the decision made to further increase the power of defensive abilities after the Gloomrot? Was it a mistake?
I see you've joined the queue.
Oh, thanks for the follow, TV Red Rabbit, over on the Twitch side. I appreciate it. So this person said, so he responded with, I only vaguely remember this, so I'm asking around about it and we'll come back when I have a good answer. So he edited and he came back with a response. He said, some folks on the design team were hoping for more context, but ultimately the answer is that there was a lot of reasoning that goes into individual design decisions like this. And it's hard to go back and pinpoint the exact reasons at the time so long after Gloomrot. It's a big game. A lot is happening. Simply gotta follow a fellow V fan. Yeah! I love this game. I couldn't help but go over the Exputer stuff because the thing is I cover a lot of V Rising stuff, but this was a little different because I actually wanted to take the time to like actually read this, like, and see what you guys had to say about some of these responses and just kind of give my, you know, thoughts. So yeah, I'm glad you like the game too. You know what, actually let me move the chat because I just realized the chat is like in a weird spot right now. So I've been experimenting with where to place this chat, so that's kind of my bad. Let me see. Let's put it like right over. Well, you know what? Let's put it like right here. How about that? Right there should be fine. Perfect. To say I love it is an understatement. I feel you. I feel you. I have like over 3,000 hours in V Rising. I'm not even kidding. Like most of my time playing the game has just been me playing by myself, but I have spent some time on a server. I used to host a server. That server is now defunct. I've completely just kind of removed myself from that, and also shut down the server for various reasons, mostly because I didn't have the time to maintain it. That being said, I spend most of my time decorating. Okay, you're way over me. I hit over 600 today, but I have a lot of plans so my hours are going fast. 600, that's a lot. When did you start playing? Like, did you play like during 1.0? Were you playing before Gloomrot? Like how soon were you playing the game? I kind of wonder, because I've been playing since before Gloomrot. So I'm curious. All right. Let's go on. Let's see. Next question. Looping back to question 1, it seems like there's a large emphasis on adding new content rather than refining what already exists. Is this accurate? You responded with yes and no. Everything is interconnected, so adding new content redefines a lot of what already exists. By a large, yes. But wait, hold on. By and large, yes, we are focused on adding new content instead of redefining what already exists when it comes to pushing a major patch. However, we're very aware of how adding that content changes the entire journey, and more than that, changes the relative experience of everything around them. For instance, in our latest dev blog, we talk about adding the Fusion Forge. It's new content, yes, but it completely redefines how you interact with legendary weapons at every level. That's interesting. That's an interesting response there. I mean, it kind of like doubles down on the idea that, you know, they're just trying to work with what they have, and then they're trying to, like, you know, add more. It feels almost like they're adding like more quality of life changes than anything, which I mean can be a good thing, but I don't know. A lot of people are upset with the Ruins of Mortium, so, you know, some people are like, oh, you go in there, you know, 1,500 shards, like, you know, greater Stygian shards, like that's a lot, right? And there's no way to like make it cheaper either. Like in the settings, there's no server setting to make that cheaper that I'm aware of, at least. So a little bit weird, you know, it's a little bit odd. I guess it's understandable. We'll see. All right, so next question. You mentioned before that Stonlock Studios is hesitant to make drastic changes to defensive abilities and things generally considered problems by the PvP community, perhaps fearing that hasty action may cause even larger problems. However, considering the meta has been stale since Gloomrot, what was the purpose of asking for specific PvP feedback without any worthwhile changes? Furthermore, since the last-minute whip change apparently almost pushed the patch back entirely, what was even the idea of asking for this feedback? A minuscule attack speed nerf, which fails to address the core problem of the weapon, was almost too much after all. Okay, so... well, actually, let me read the chat real quick. Oh my god, wall of text. All right, hold on. Let me switch screens real quick. All right, you started playing before Gloomrot, and you did a normal run, then bosses, X2 stats, then Deathless before Gloom. Yeah, Deathless is hard. Then now 1.0. Currently, I am doing a Brutal run while making boss guides for bosses on Brutal, and doing every boss on Brutal no hit. I plan to play through 1.1, then Deathless again at 1.1, and finally dip my toes into PvP. Bought every DLC and want to support the game. I played Battlerite and the studio. Oh, so you're a Battlerite player. You came from Battlerite. That's interesting. I haven't met a lot of people who've actually come from Battlerite and then like swapped over to V Rising. So that's kind of interesting. I want to create content for this game. Anything I can do to support. Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, the thing is, the game only has like one big major update like a year. So, I mean, at least from what we've seen in the pattern, I would like to see them transition to like a 6-month schedule, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. I mean, it would be nice, but we'll have to see. All right, so let's see the response to that question, because they were saying, you know, basically like, what was the point, you know, of asking for the feedback if you're not going to do any major changes? So his response was, woof, this feels a little more aggressive. I don't mind though. I like that you care about the game, and I appreciate that you can obviously disagree with us on some points and you're frustrated, but you're still respectful and able to have a conversation. I want you to know I recognize that. I'm always happy to answer questions as long. Okay, that's a non-answer. Jeremy, that's a non-answer. I appreciate that you appreciate the response and question. However, you know, so this question had a lot of questions in one, so I'm going to try and break them down one at a time to make sure I'm actually answering every bit of it. Formatting be damned. Okay, so let's see what he says. Well, let's see what he says. That intro made me a little nervous, but let's see what he says, because he's gonna break it down. So he's responding to the question, you've mentioned that SLS is hesitant to make drastic changes to defensive abilities and things generally considered problems by the PvP community, perhaps fearing that hasty action may cause even larger problems. However, considering the meta has been stale since Gloomrot, was the purpose of asking blah blah blah. So this is what he said. That is true. We are concerned about making sweeping changes targeted at PvP, largely because it can be very easy to completely break things with what feels like very small changes. V Rising is a dark fantasy survival vampire game. It's a bit of an action RPG, and it's a lot of things. A part of what is a game with PvP, but it's not, first and foremost, a PvP game. What? However, we're happy to spend some time on PvP related change. So basically he's saying here that it's not a PvP game first and foremost, which I guess kind of checks out, considering like the game is playable solo. You can, I mean, I've played mostly solo. Like, yeah, it's a playable game solo. You can do whatever you want solo, right? But PvP exists. So what are you going to do to address that, you know? Oh yeah, SLS Stunlock Studio, yeah. Sorry, Stunlock Studios. Studios, I think it is. So yeah, I don't know, that's interesting. Okay, he said, this is where asking for feedback comes in. We recognize that we only have a limited amount of time to make changes, and we tried to be very clear that we were limited in what we could do. Certain changes mess with underlying systems in incongruent ways or with older saves, so things would break on updates. The interactions would be a mess without forcing a game wipe. This is a pretty non-negotiable option unless we're doing a major content update. I think they need to readdress. Okay, so well, let me finish what he said. For that reason, and because we don't have time to do 2 more balance passes to adjust for every balance pass we do, we tried to ask for feedback to get the most we could out of the one. Wow. Okay. So let's see. TV Red Rabbit says, true. Every change or feature you add to the game affects PvP, and some things simply cannot exist in the game. Even if they would be a good fit for PvE, it would be a disaster for PvP. I mean, yes. I do think, though, that, like, yeah, you could break stuff, sure. And there's always going to be people who find ways to exploit the game. People who find the tricks and ways to, like, you know, get ahead and play at a higher level. I've met some of those players. They're pretty good, right? I do think that some of the changes they've suggested Like, if you guys check out, actually, I liked, I know Terrible Timmy did a video, I think, a while ago talking about this, and he was saying something about, I forgot exactly, man, it's been so long since I watched the video, but he said something about how, you know, the CC on like a certain spell is too good, and it creates like a situation where you literally cannot react at all to an entire combo of abilities, and it's just unfair, essentially. Or I don't exactly remember exactly what he said, but I remember watching that and thinking, yeah, it'd be nice if they kind of address some of these things, right? So when I saw the whip change, I was like, what is this supposed to do? Oh yeah, I think it is Mace E. Maybe, possibly. I'd have to double check. Because Mace can be strong. So I don't know. That's a little interesting. I mean, for me, I'm not really a PvP player. I play mostly PvE. I'm more of a decorator, castle builder, so it's interesting, to say the least. But I don't know if that answer would, comfort players. I don't know. You send me a thingy via Discord. Okay, I'll read it later then. Mace E is hard to react to and can be chained into many true combos. Yep. I think we saw the same video from Terrible Timmy. Yep. I think it is the same video. But yeah, he talked about that stuff. And yet they didn't make any changes to that in the balance update, but they were like, yeah, let's make whip auto attacks slower. And I'm like, I know whip was a little annoying and a little slightly out of control, but I don't know if that really did the trick, you know? Dongzi says, early, mid, and late game, all good game is what is lacking for a lot of people. Maybe. I think late game is really the thing that like bothers some people, because like I remember when I was playing on the PvP server, I actually played with Terrible Timmy, Remortis, and Grim XV, and we all went on the same server together. We did a squad run, right? And it was my first time ever doing like PvP content, really. And it was just like we were able to take control of the we were literally able to take control of the entire server rather quickly, and it got to the point where like we literally could just run around openly with the shards and no one could stop us. It was kind of insane. It was crazy. You saw that? I bet. It was I don't know. Well, actually, I know Timmy showed it on his channel. He kind of did some commentary talking about some of the strategies and stuff. On my channel, I kind of did like a fun summary, like kind of like replay of what happened, summary of events, and I captured a lot of funny moments. But man, it was something. It was a good time. I want to play again with those guys, but like I need to find time to like actually schedule that if we're gonna do something like that, if they're even interested. But it was a lot of fun. All right, let's see. See, the main problem, you agree, is the lack of any kind of end game. The progression is 10 out of 10, but once you're at the top, you have nothing else to do unless you like to grind or decorate. Hi there, I like to decorate. You're not wrong, Curtin. You're not wrong. I mean, once you've exhausted, like even when you've done brutal, okay, I finally did brutal. It's like, is there anything past that, really? You know, like now you're gonna do no hit kills or like, you know, whatever. But that's like really, you know, high level stuff. That's not just, you know, the average player. You saw someone fighting my friend with like more than 40 gear levels over him, and your friend, oh yeah, Grim. Don't mess with Grim. Don't mess with Grim. That's what I learned that day. Your friend won, the person got lost because he heard him laugh. Oh no, yeah, the other person. So what happened with that is that someone decided to kind of go in there and be like white knighting for this guy, which was kind of weird because the guy was, I mean, he was a good sport. He lost fair and square, and he was like, well, great job, you know, you're pretty good. Like he literally said, like, to Grim, he was like, wow, you know, you're pretty good actually, you probably can beat, you know, so and so. And he named another player, I don't remember who it was, but he named another player on the server who was like, you know, he considered to be high skill. So, you know, it was friendly. It wasn't like whatever, but I mean, come on, how do you not laugh? How do you not laugh at the situation? Like, it was literally so, like, it was crazy. It was crazy. You know, it wasn't even like the guy was being like aggressive or anything like that. Like, he was being a good sport, you know. He was just like, all right, let's, you know, let's just 1v1, you know, let's test it out. And he won. And, you know, some lessons were learned that day. You know, you're gonna lose fights when you're playing PvPs. But that other person kind of interjecting herself and being like, oh, you know, just trying to basically police the situation when there was no conflict was kind of bizarre. And I remember I had to mute myself because I started laughing because when she came in, because I was just like, what is she talking about? Like what, a small chuckle is, you know, toxic? The fuck? Like, I was just thinking about that. I was like, that is so weird. Like, why are you, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong? I don't know. I don't consider Grim to be a toxic player at all. Like, he's very, like, he plays very well and he knows he plays very well, but he's also like realistic. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna be like, oh, haha, I won, or like, he's just not that kind of person. At least from what I've witnessed, he doesn't seem like that kind of player to me. He's very, I think he's very, well-rounded when it comes to his combat, but it's not, I don't consider him toxic, so I don't understand the whole, oh, you chuckled, it's toxic, like, what the fuck? That's so weird. I missed a whole nother thing. Hold on, let me read this. Start playing, wait, I read that already. What is this? You suffer the same, in Warframe, we have content every 3 months, either a new character or just something. Been playing since 2013, and new friends I made along the way in game, and since then, very end, we come back, do this new stuff, and wait for the next update. Yeah, I'd say V Rising's really similar to that. True, you actually, hold on, I need to make this bigger. I can't even read this. Like, actually, how do you not? You can't blame the guy even if you're on the other side of losing to that guy. I would laugh too if he beat me like that. Exactly. I mean, it wasn't like a malicious thing. Like, he just said, hey man, you want to PvP? And he's like, all right, cool. You know, it was just like a mutually agreed, you know, fight. It was fine. Yeah, you could tell from the video he is calm and realistic. Yeah. Grim, since 2020, it's been better because they... Hold on, I misread that. Gerton says, since 2020, it's been better because they made a progression board of X thing is coming, and that's a live service game. V Rising is an entirely different thing, being a single player mostly. Yeah, I can see that. Hello, Astir Gaia. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's going all right. We're kind of talking and discussing a little bit about the Exputer AMA. We're going over some things, talking about, you know, the nature of stuff, if that makes sense. What is the consensus? Okay, so I skipped over a couple of questions. Let's see. Aknavi Narab, also welcome to the chat. How you doing? Says, what is the consensus PvE endgame content people want? Same thing for PvP? I don't think it's the same. I mean, the thing is, it's hard to, like, when you're gauging what people want, I think the devs are trying to, like, Venn diagram it and then just grab what's in the center and be like, this is what we're gonna do. Like, I think they're trying to go with, you know, what both sides kind of agree with, if that makes sense. Because there's some, you know, things that people are gonna agree with, like, oh, maybe we should have this quality of life feature, or, so for example, the forge, right? The new forge that we're supposed to get, or the fusion forge, or that's what they called it in the last dev update. They called it the fusion forge, and the thing is, like, the idea is to take, you know, stats from whatever weapons you get and just kind of use them so that if you get a weapon you don't want, you still have some use out of it, right? Like, that's the idea. And even PvE players were like, yeah, that's great. You know, like, there's just things that are going to benefit both sides, but there's also things that are just not going to make sense. Ultimately, you think better support for modding is what will keep the game alive, because I don't think they will continue to update the game after one we're getting. I agree with the modding thing for sure. I think that if Stunlock were to decide to make a what is it called again? Oh god, I asked this question during an interview too. It was the not a dev kit, it's called something else. I can't remember exactly what it was. But I asked about that question in the interview, and I asked Jeremy, I was like, hey, like, are we gonna get this for like modders? Because like some modders feel like they're too restricted to be able to like actually do anything that they want to do. And after going on some, you know, modded servers, it's amazing what some of these people are able to pull off already. So it's like, you know, at that point, why not just open it up, you know? I mean, I know there's risks that are involved with that, because you're basically showing everything, right? Like you're showing the code and all that. But I mean, I don't know. I think the cost benefit, I think that the benefit would be so high that it wouldn't even matter if they were to make that decision and say, okay, we're going to provide, I forgot what it's called. I asked about it too, and I can't remember what it's called. If I remember, I'll bring it up, but I can't remember what the thing was called. It's a technical term that like modders use, and I can't remember what it's called. Let's see, you don't think that let me answer the second question. You said, I don't think they will continue to update the game after the one we're getting. I think it'll depend on what we're getting. Like, they already mentioned something about wanting to do a servant update, right? Like they were like, yeah, we want to do like a servant update, but it didn't make it into 1.0 and blah, 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 you know, and they want to, you know, kind of update it and make it a little bit better, which is fine. If we don't get that in 1.1, my question then becomes what happened to the servant update, you know? So I kind of wonder, like, what is the plan? I don't know. I think that if they do decide not to update the game anymore, the compromise should be, hey, modders, here's what you need to like have full control of what you're modding or what you're doing. You know, because some devs will do that. They'll just be like, hey, here's the thing. I forgot what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. If any modders are in the chat, if you can like remind me of what it's called, like the for like mod support, I forget what it's called. Damn. If you know what? Let me see. Let me look it up. I'm about to look this shit up. I cannot remember what I said on that. We're gonna check. Let me pause it. It was the question about mod support. But I don't remember if the question was, hold on a second. Map editor happened to nomadic playstyle, or was it this part here? I think it was hold on, let me turn down the music so we can hear this real quick, because I'm trying to remember exactly what I asked. Side client to modders when we go, hold on, let me go back. So here's probably the hardest question of the whole interview. I'm just gonna lay it on you, so I hope you're ready. All right. So back in February, during the EU Battle Rising tournament, you were asked about mod support for the game, and your response was, quote, I'm hoping to give at least earlier access to the server-side client to modders when we go into beta, a few specific modders that we've worked with in the past that we can trust to act ethically, and hopefully the head start they get, an agreement to share their work will give a jump start to modders. End quote. Question about multi-streaming. Hey, is multi-streaming allowed? Yes. And even if it's not, I don't care. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, oh no, you can't multi-stream? Like, come on. Please. Let's see, mod support is required 100%, but I think we'll get a few updates after 1.1. I hope so. I hope so. Well, almost, end quote. There was a few other words after that, but that was the gist of what you said. Now let's fast forward to now. From what I can tell, there hasn't been a very good distribution of resources when it comes to mod support. So for example, there are modders who make mods for their own server, but there are very few public mods that everyone has access to. Can you give me some examples of mods that have been shared publicly with the community that have been created by those same modders who got that head start? Okay, so that was the modding question, but there was another part of that question that I asked. Is there like a middle ground here? Is there, you know, an SDK? SDK, that was the question. I remember now. I wanted to ask if there was going to be an SDK. If there's an so an SDK, I don't remember what it stands for, but my understanding is that it is the key to ultimate modding, okay? Like, my understanding is that thank you, software development kit. If V-Rising were to get an SDK, that would elongate the life of the game, like, forever. Like I can't, like, basically the game would be able to carry itself. The modding community would be able to carry the game past the years of whatever. Because my understanding is that right now, the changes that they can make are kind of, like, limited. And because of those limited, you know, capabilities, are not able to do like everything they want to do, which I mean when you have an SDK, you run the risk of like people making stuff that you really don't want them making, but I don't know, there's probably a solution to that. I don't know how difficult it is to do as devs, but Steam Workshop, I mentioned the Steam Workshop before. I asked him about the Steam Workshop. Hold on, let me read this. If you have access to the entire game code, set of tools made only for that platform, the game, I see. There are a few modded servers, but very restricted changes. Yup. Let's see. You, buddy, I really enjoyed your stream. My friend will like to watch this too, and I'd love to bring my friend. Kindly add me. No, I'm not going to add you on Discord. Go away. In fact, I will ban you. No soliciting. Bye-bye. Hold on. Boom. Banned. Alright. I missed another thing someone said. Ultimately, I think better support modding will keep the game alive. Okay, I just read that. What else we got here? I missed something else. Yeah, you could tell from the video that he is calm and oh wait, I already read that. That's something else. I don't know how difficult it is to do with Steam Workshop. Can't we have something like that? Terraria has it and you can do so much with it. That's what I was saying, because I actually brought that up in a previous interview. So the guys over at V Arena, they saw my video going over their interview with Jeremy a while back. And this was like months ago, right? Like probably like a year ago. And they asked me, hey, you know, would you like to come on and ask him some questions? We're going to have him on again for the next tournament. So that was during the Battle Rising tournament, right? Which is the same tournament that I referred to in the quote. That tournament, when I was asking Jeremy about stuff, I think at one point I asked him, you know, what about the possibility of like something for like Steam Workshop? Because I would love to make furniture items for the game that you can put in Steam Workshop. Because other games I played, like, you know, Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster 2. Granted, those are like Frontier, you know, they got some monies. I understand that, right? But you also have games like 2 Point Hospital, you know, and things like that. And people make custom rugs, custom furniture, custom whatever. If we had just the Steam Workshop capabilities, that would be huge. Huge. You really think they will update beyond 1.1? I think it would be weird if they didn't update past 1.1, honestly. Unless they have another game in the back end that they're thinking about, but if they are, I doubt they're working on it right now. I mean, I highly doubt it. I mean, I would say that it's very likely we would see more past 1.1, just as a gut feeling, but I have no idea. You think Steam Workshop would only be able to affect private or PvE servers? Because if you enable something from the workshop in the game, everyone needs to have the game settings. Yes, that's true. I think that is correct. I think you're right. Thank you for the follow, Pancito 200. Thank you so much. Let's see. The problem with SDK is that it's risky as fuck, and the developers have set boundaries of what's allowed. I've worked for years in the stalker community as a, well, not like actual stalkers, but like, that's like an acronym. I'll say that because I'm reading it out loud. As a modder and a tester around 2010, the dev team literally gave full codes of the game since at the time Stalker 2 was canceled, and the only condition was to not profit from whatever we created. I'm okay. How are you, Pancito? Yeah, but I just think that I mean, I don't know. I understand there's a huge risk in doing that, and maybe the devs don't feel comfortable in doing that, but the restrictions are like actually, I think that the restrictions are slowly killing the game. But I mean, it's really up to them what they want to do. It's their game. They can decide whatever the heck they want to do with it. Let's go back to the AMA. I got kind of derailed here. Let's see. Edit. A lot of the feedback we receive from the PvP community is also still relevant. Even if, as we explained in the follow-up blog, we couldn't implement a lot of it, we're hoping to try and implement a lot more in relation to some other changes we're going to be doing. The further balance PvP for when we release arenas and dueling. Interesting. You declare war to the sun? What? Okay. Alright, thanks in advance, Jeremy, and twofold thanks to everything in community. Okay, anytime, blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's see, what other questions they have? So one person said, this was from Chili H2O on Exputer, they said, longtime player since game's initial release on Steam. Oh wait, I turned off the music. Why did I do that? Oh, because I played the video, I remember now. Sorry, I got kind of quiet. Oh, how I miss laughing at the large, thick necks of the male player model. Natural selection was kind to the males, providing the ample muscle growth to protect from other vampires. One of my concerns and questions about the game is a small one. Will my gorgeous vampire locks ever return to me? Will I ever see them flowing through the wind of Silverlight Hills? In short, will we ever get our hair models alongside headgear rather than one or the other? Interesting. Now, if you had an SDK, it has to be used to only allow mods via, let's say Steam Workshop. Then that could work because you have to follow the rules guidelines of Steam. Okay. Not having mods in a game like V-Rising open world RPG is fucking sad. Yeah. The amount of shit they could make is insane. I mean, just going and seeing the mods that already exist is insane. Like, when I went onto the V-Arena server for the first time, I was like, holy shit. It was crazy. I was like, whoa. Would adding admin control to adjust spells for servers help communities custom their game to how they want to balance it? I mean, maybe, but I think the issue is that those changes would have to, like, okay, so my understanding is that the way that the game is made is that because it's not a live service game, whenever they push an update, if it's like an update that's too involved or too deep into whatever they're doing, it'll force a wipe. Like, you have to wipe in order to implement a new patch. So you know how like people freak out every time? By the way, welcome back, Vladimir Duel. It's been a while since I've seen you. You know how like whenever people go and they say, oh, I'm gonna, you know, oh, they're gonna wipe again. Oh no, I just built my castle. Like, that's not a great feeling, right? Like, there's, you know, people are gonna feel some type of way if you have to wipe your castle, wipe your progress, wipe all this and that, right? And you can't really keep the old stuff if you're going to download the new stuff. And people are very sensitive to that. So I think what it is that they're trying to avoid doing that as much as possible and only make it like a once a year thing for that reason. But I don't know. You know how people freak out when they wipe out? Yeah. Yes, I do. My castle too. For PvP, it would just be like seasonal PvP. Exactly. Exactly. That would be interesting. You know, if they did like I really think they should just do like, you know, a big patch, like or maybe not a huge patch, maybe like a medium-sized patch focusing on certain aspects of the game every 6 months. If they were able to pull that out and actually do that, that'd be great. You know, I could see that. I mean, granted, they're a very small studio. I think there's like, what, less than 20 people working in the studio? Like, it's crazy. You know, there's only so much they can do. I mean, unless they want to hire more people and grow, which is, I mean, it's up to them. I don't know. Thinking about Workshop, I think it wouldn't even be that bad for PvP if people invest a minimum effort to read the description of the server to see which Workshop mods they need to have and able to play. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I did not consider that, actually. Red Rabbit. Or TV Red Rabbit, I should say. Yeah, I did not consider that. That's a good point. Okay, so the response to the headgear question, right? They said, I like to think the necks were to hold stronger biting muscles and also support their huge vampire brains that contain their heavily evil machinations. However, other members of the lore team eventually vetoed my ideas, and I was never able to codify it in the game. I'm so sorry. One of our 3D artists actually does have some ideas on how we could do this, having looked at some other games in how they pull it off. It isn't impossible that we do it at some point, but she'd have to have time to do it. And unfortunately, she's too useful doing 3D modeling and otherwise being an absolute boss at it. It would involve a little tech time, too. And man, they are just really difficult to get for stuff. So overall, as an answer, I hope so. Many of us hope so, but it's not looking great. Oh, and all bad news post. I need some good news. Horse stables. We're adding horse stables. So that's where the horse stables got confirmed. So that's cool. At least we got that. Call you Red? Okay, I'll try to remember that. The amount of people who don't read on the average, and when they try do get something that is insane. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a good point, Gert. Headgear and cape should affect gear score, I think. I'm gonna disagree on that one. I think headgear and cape being mostly cosmetic, I kind of prefer it that way. It's an interesting idea, but I mean, then what are the headpieces going to be looking like, you know? Because here's the thing, the way it is in the game right now, where like when you put it on a headpiece, your hair like disappears. Imagine if you had to do that because of stats. That would suck, I think. Horse stables, nice. What about breeding? There will not be breeding, horse breeding in the game. I've already asked that question in, not the previous interview that I did with him, but the interview before that I did with him, with Jeremy. So he confirmed that that is not going to be a thing in V Rising. Cape gives max health, but only at tier 2, and it's not that impactful. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm just to do them and just have fun. Clipping is the issue, then not the headgear itself. Yeah, the clipping I think is the problem, but I guess the 3D modeler is they have their hands full with other things to do, so I don't know. And this could be, I think what it is I feel like this game kind of suffers from like there's benefits and drawbacks to having a really small like dev team like this. And I think the fact that their studio is consisting of such like a small amount of people to work on the game, I would argue is negatively impacting them. But that's just my opinion. I'm not there. I don't work with these people. I don't know them personally, you know, this kind of thing. So I don't know, but that's just an observation. That's just an observation. All right, let's see what other questions he answered. Are we getting a new spell school? Will this update have a drill spell? He said, I can't say, except for the drill spell thing. As much as I want to get them to add a Gurren Lagann spell school, it's not looking likely. See, I don't understand why my vampire's hair disappears when I put something on my head, if it's long at least. Yeah, well, that's the thing, like, it's an either or, because they didn't, I guess what it really is they don't have time to model it so that it'll look fine with the headgear on top. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it look weird if you had like a nice hairstyle bleeding through your helmet or your hat or something? It would just look ridiculous. So I think they went with the either or just for now, for time's sake. I think adding another form of monetization helped the game. I mean, I don't even know if really the problem is monetization. I think the problem is manpower. I mean, I don't know how many copies they sold, but you know, from my understanding, they made good sales on the game. You know, the game was successful. It's not like, you know, it's not like it wasn't a, I guess, commercial success, you could say. But I think the issue isn't so much monetization as it is manpower. And if they're, I don't know, I think that maybe they should consider, if the issue was monetization, I don't know, maybe consider teaming up with like people from the community to like, I don't know, maybe push like other forms of monetization. So like, for example, like, you know how they have the vinyls now? I really want one so bad, but I can't afford it. I can't justify the purchase because I don't own a record player. See, I don't think the problem is money. They sold a lot of copies and so many DLCs. Someone ran the numbers for me recently, and I can't remember the specifics, but trust me, they earned a lot of money for a studio their size. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why they don't expand the studio, get some extra hands. Unless, for all I know, maybe they outsource some of their work. I doubt it, based on the pace that they're going. Because, I mean, I'm not saying they're like I'm not trying to be like, you know, I'm not trying to be overly critical. I'm just trying to sit here and think, like, why would you want to have a tiny team if your game is that successful, and now the tiny team is what's holding you back from, you know, more success? Like, I don't know, like, maybe it's just me with, like, you know, my lens. They probably have personal reasons why they don't want to do that. Maybe they like the size that they're at, which is fine, but, I mean, come on. I don't know. You think that for 1.0 they earned over 1.2 million? Maybe. Who knows? I mean, if that's true, I mean, it's a lot of money, but that's not, I mean, I don't know. Because they're based in Switzerland, so I don't really know. Oh, sorry, was it not Switzerland? I think it's Sweden. Was it Sweden or Switzerland? I can't remember now. I confused the two countries. Shit. I can't remember if it was I want to say it was Sweden, but I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. You guys help me out. I can't remember. All right, let's see. Next question. Can we have all 6 variants of weapon types for each artifact weapons? Example, Frost Mace, Lightning Mace, Chaos Mace. So his response was, that's a lot of artifact weapons. We are making around 50 unique weapons? Probably not, especially if we're updating them with unique models. It is possible you'll be able to switch out the on-hit effects with the Fusion Forge? Potentially, yes. We're still experimenting with where we want to put the limits on that. Interesting. Are we getting new weapons? Like, entirely new weapons in the game, in the same way the longbow and whip were new? Can't say. He can't say. I think that there's a very high possibility we might see, like, maybe one more weapon. Sweden, right? It is Sweden. Okay, my bad. Not Switzerland, Sweden. I confuse Sweden and Switzerland because they both start with the sw. So, I don't know. That's really interesting. I think they're gonna add a new weapon. They usually do whenever they have a big update like that. Because remember, when we had Gloomrot, we got what? We got the pistols, and was there something else we got? Or maybe I'm misremembering. No, we got the whip and longbow, but we got pistols in the Gloomrot update, and I think there was something else. Which weapon do you think we're getting? Okay, so he can't say, right? So there's a possibility they don't even add one. If I had to guess what weapon, I could see something like a shotgun, maybe. Like a short range, kind of like mid-range shotgun. That would be cool. Some people were saying, yeah, Necro Dagger. Arionika brought that up. The Rapier. The Necro Dagger and Rapier got sacked. Maybe. Let's see, I would love to have a weapon like, I know, play Renekton's weapon. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Or like, oh, you know what would be cool, actually? Imagine if we just had like tonfas or something. Give me some tonfas. Let me punch shit. As a vampire. I think like a melee weapon of some kind would be cool. Like if we got something like a, you know, or maybe even a mid-range like shotgun or something. Or some people might even say like they want like a magic-based weapon. That would be cool. That'd be interesting to have a magic-based weapon. But the real question is, how do you balance that? Some people like claw weapons. Oh, maybe. Maybe that's not a terrible idea. I don't know. I would like to see, I think a rapier would make sense. It'd be cool. I mean, the model already exists in the game. You might as well just give people a rapier. But I don't know. That's a loaded question. I feel like I have to like really think about that. But I'm just naming a couple things off the top of my head. But like, if I ever like really thought about it, I might have a different answer. We'll see. All right, next question. This one is very much a suggestion, but could we get a major balance patch 3 to 4 times a year? Something that changes the meta during that year, because as much as people hate Rogue being meta right now, if the move speed meta only went on for 3 months, it wouldn't have been hated as hated and would have been quite fun purely due to variety. He said, I can't say for certain, but I have my doubts. I think we're found that our ability to do a balance patch just isn't sufficient for the amount of time it takes us to do and how much time it would take away from other future development. The changes players want are fundamental and would require a wipe, which PvP players certainly don't mind, but I think to do that would be to ignore a huge population of our community, a huge portion of the community. So that is a good point, and that's basically what I was saying earlier, that huge portion of the community, he's talking about PvE players, because there's a lot of people who play the game by themselves with no one, just doing PvE content. Hi, how's it going? There's a lot of people out there who just, you know, play with a couple friends and that's it, and they just do PvE. That's the whole point, and this is why when like, okay, so Terrible Timmy, when he went over the update, the dev blog, the latest dev blog, he mentioned that, you know, the whole thing with the dueling and arenas and stuff is going to be really good for PvP because it's going to help people crack that barrier of resistance. You know, I know for me, it was really hard to like jump from PvE only into a PvP environment because I was a little nervous, you know, I was kind of concerned. I was like, oh man, am I going to get wrecked, you know? But because I had people experienced around me, it was a lot easier to get back in. If we had something like the arena or the dueling system, that patch is basically for people like me, you know, PvE peeps. And I think it's great, you know, so we'll have to see if that actually does anything. Maybe something like the Predator comb stick, a spear with tips on both sides. PvE people hate wipes. PvE people do hate wipes and very much don't want to start over. Yep, that's very true. You're very correct on that. I know, so I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind it because every time, the way I see it is that a new castle that I built and complete is this season's castle. So if you look on my channel, I have older castles that I have shown, like my crafting. So the crafter's craftsman's claim castle and the artist's alley castle were before 1.0, right? And the way I see it is that that's like a season for those castles, you know? So that's how I view it, but most PvE players do not see it that way. The idea of wiping as a PvE player is like weird, you know? Because usually when you see wipes like that, it's because it's a PvP game. PvP players have grown to accept and understand what a wipe means and why it happens. But PvE, it's a little different. Imagine they add a shield as a weapon. Oh my god. You're gonna have Quincy's shield as a weapon, imagine. With a mechanic to block in some way, but maybe it'd be OP. Ooh. Maybe. I don't know. Hello, Musika Musa. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's continue. So, let's see. Can whip be buried completely into the ground or reworked because that weapon is annoying? It also makes me feel like a pervert. He said, no, maybe I can't help you with that last one. There will almost definitely be a balance changes in 1.1. Okay. Hopefully those balance changes actually do something. Let's see. Are these dark mages? And then, oh, the attachment was the picture of the guy with the knife from the dev blog. You can't see it here, but in the original thing, that's what he showed. He said, no, well, sort of, you'll see. I don't know what that means. And then he asked him about his piercing, which is kind of random. More of a personal question. Let's see. Thoughts on adding jewel modifier on some spells with long cast times, like Lance, giving them damage reduction while channeling, for example. Ooh, that's a good question. People get off 2 to 3 autos before the cast goes through. That's true. Can we get some missing abilities that are common elsewhere? Again, this is another request. There's a couple of ability types that are missing in this game, like a long-range weapon combo. Lux from League is a good example of how much a good combo could work. Sorry, how much a combo could work. There's no flamethrower attack either. Oh, that's a good point. Especially since Battle Right had so many of them. We're also missing a charged melee attack like Vice Punch from League. Hades 2, Blackcoat's Zin's charge. I don't know what this is. LMV? Was that left mouse button? Stims are strong. Let's see. Maybe a cultist? Yeah, well, we already have the cultist, though. We already have the cultist in the Ruins of Mortium, so I don't think it's a cultist per se. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, some people were thinking that it could be, you know, a cult. People were saying, oh, it could be, you know, demonic worshippers or something. I don't know what it is. But something tells me it's like a completely different threat, like an entirely different threat away from Dracula. I have a feeling it's completely unrelated, especially because of where it is on the map. There is no fire elemental weapon, period. Technically the late game whip does use fire attacks. Breakaway church group. Oh, that's a good point, Avexia. That's a good point. That could be, imagine, like, oh, there's a group kicked out of, you know, Brighthaven. Maybe they're originally from, well, actually, because if you think about it, with Gloomrot, right, and the Transcendum and all that, you know, Henry Blackbrew, from my understanding, was originally, you know, I think he's from Brighthaven. And, you know, after, you know, after the rise of the church, they didn't really see a need to have him around. So he was kind of like, all right, whatever, I'm going to continue my experiments in, you know, Gloomrot, essentially. So I wonder if this will be another faction of people who maybe didn't go the Blackbrew route and decided, you know what, we're going to go out to sea or something. That'd be interesting. Damage reduction while channeling, I agree. It's a must for some spells. That's a really, yeah, that's a good point. Why don't we have that on like a gem or something, you know, or like a, actually it shouldn't be on a gem. It should be on the spell. It should just be on the spell. It feels unfair when people are channeling stuff and you're just like auto, like, come on. Can't easily see how it would be an issue with those spells. Maybe. Like, I have zero experience with PvP in this game, but I can easily see how it would be an issue with the spells. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I can't really speak much to PvP, but... Alright, let's see what his responses are. These are good suggestions, according to our creative director, Shelt. He said he'll be bringing them up when we're discussing more PvP and ability changes later on. We intend to put a bit more time into balancing PvP in conjunction with the addition of arenas. Okay. All right, so next question. How much internal refactoring might we be looking at for the update here? Examples: renaming, removing, or changing the order of entry queries in systems, adding, removing, or making significant changes to components on existing entity archetypes, reworking existing features / systems to support new ones we can expect in the update. Rough estimate is perfectly acceptable. Thank you for your time. Jesus Christ, that's a loaded question. Jeremy's response was, I don't think we're intending to do a lot of refactoring of old archetypes and components, at least not nearly as much as we did with 1.0. We aren't upgrading the Unity version. Sorry, we aren't upgrading the Unity version this time around, so it won't require nearly so many changes. That being said, I can't say at the time how much other refactoring might happen, because there's plenty of time to decide to do some reorganizing. But I think if there's any, it won't be on nearly the scale that 1.0 had. I hope that answers your question. I'm not a very technical guy, but I checked with our lead tech and tried to make sense of his answer. Oh boy. Let's see. Mick Farmer, welcome back. It's been a while. And also, I think I said hi to Avexia Gray earlier. I'm not sure, but hello, Avexia. Let's see. Do you think the area being added is the only one in the top of the map? That's a good question. I mean, thinking about the map, I want to say probably. Because usually, I don't know. I think that if it's multiple areas, we might have something kind of like Gloomrot North and South, where there's like a split there, but it's like one large landmass. So I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's see. Next question. Last time before the balance patch, you guys asked for player feedback oriented for open world PvP. Have to be honest, basically any feedback I had read has been ignored and seems in the end you choose by yourself. Are you aware the balance patch literally had zero impact in open world and overall balance? Shouldn't be better for feedbacks when you ask for wait, what? Shouldn't be better oh, this person's English is a bit... Let me try retranslating. Shouldn't you follow the feedback when you ask for them, or not ask in the first place if you're going to ignore them anyways? Is there any dev who actively plays V-Rising PvP at SLS? He already answered that question earlier, and the answer was basically no. Because some choice seems really out of touch, like buffing projectile spell damage thinking it helps, while the reason they aren't used much is the crazy amount of move speed you guys introduced with 1.0 combined with turbo broken defensive spells. Or like void nerf because raids, that has zero impact in raids, since with unbreachable stairs you can funnel golems and players in one tile. Oh my god. Alright, so this was Jeremy's response. We went over pretty extensively why we did certain changes and why we couldn't do others. I also answered a lot of this further up, but suffice to say, most of the changes asked for, like movement speed caps and much more significant changes to the whip, like moving more damage to the sweet spot, either didn't work very well in practice for the game as a whole, or would have required a wipe to do. Some of these changes we're looking to implement now that we're able to, and we're hoping to be able to get some balanced feedback earlier in the process than last year, so that we have more time to make adjustments and then readjustments before we hit that point of no return before dropping the big patch once again. I wonder who are they going to talk to for this? Like, serious question. Are they going to reach out to the people who have, you know, have hours and hours of this game in PvP? Like, you know, maybe reach out to some of these like senior players, you know? Red says a faction new area they could add. Thank you for the follow, Bathnuth654. Oh god, not another one. Not another one. Okay, you know what? Let me do my hydrates too, because I'm a little behind on the hydrates. Alright, you're banned. Goodbye. Goodbye. And let me read what you said here. Tournament veteran pips. Okay, I skipped something. Alright, a new faction they could add is something like Marauders, berserk folk separated from society and strong fortifications with towers, catapults, but they hunt for food in the cursed forest since they would be next to it. I think the lore could fit for them too. They could be outcasts. Maybe. Maybe. It's an interesting tournament veteran pips. Yes! Yes, tournament veteran pips. That's exactly who they should reach out to. That's a good point. I completely agree there. That should be some of the people. Seem to attracting a lot of bots today. You know, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't usually see this many bots anymore. I don't know. Anyway, let me catch up on my redeems because I've been yapping and yapping. 35 minutes ago, I got a hydrate from Vladimir Duel. Thank you so much. And the stretch. I'll do that now. All right, and I got another hydrate from Arionika and a stretch. Thank you for feeding the doggo. Amusa. Okay, stretching. And thank you for the hydrate box, Leah, and the stretch. Oh, okay, I'm good. That was one hell of a stretch. All right, going back to what I was saying. Let's see what else we got here. Was that a crack? Yeah, it was a crack. Crack in my fingies. Yo, Shello, what's the most annoying boss for you that fight in the game? For you, it's Engram. Oh, Engram's awful. I think for me, it's definitely Adam. Adam is my... Okay, other than Angora for obvious reasons, because I just don't like Angora. Oh, Spidey, welcome to the chat. How convenient. I really don't like Angora because I'm afraid of spiders, but if I had to say like mechanic-wise annoying, I'd say easily Adam. For me, Adam is the hardest boss in the game. I found him more difficult than Dracula, and even Dracula was a little bit like okay, Dracula made me sweat a little, right? Because it was like, you know, an actual challenge. But Adam is just like, I think the hard part for Adam is the fact that he can dash so far, and not having your dash or not being able to position yourself well fast enough is so punishing. One mistake and the fight is over, and he throws you into the electric lines. Like, come on. I think Adam's the worst because of the environment. I've heard some people say that they don't like fighting Baron. I think the full name is Baron du Bouchon Sommelier. I think it's pronounced sommelier in American, but I think it's sommelier in, like, you know, whatever other terms. I don't know what's correct, but I've heard both ways. Yeah, oh, the frog, yeah. The toad boss, yeah, he's pretty bad. Dracula was a challenge, but like, it's so cool fitting in the end of the game. I think is perfectly made by far. Yeah, I think the Dracula fights was definitely not disappointing. I enjoyed that fight a lot. That fight was a lot of fun. If I had to say which fight I think I personally feel best doing, I think mechanically, one of my favorite fights is actually Valencia. But when it comes to like bosses themselves, just the boss, Cyril's my favorite boss. So there you go. I have a little liking when it comes to Cyril. I like Cyril a lot, okay? I like his voice. It's very, interesting. I think correct pronunciation, pardon my French, is the wine guy. Oh, yeah. How could I possibly mess that up? You're right, Kurt. God, you're doing a no-hit in your current playthrough, doing Adam no-hit. Oh, if your mouth, for God's sake. Oh my God. I like Cyril. He's cool. He's cool. I think he's a really well-designed boss. I like his aesthetic. Okay, I like the sad boy charm. Okay, I like him. All right. You should watch some Crimson Silhouette vids. Yeah. I've seen Crimson's vids. He's insane. I think Red probably has too, if I had to guess. Yeah, he got the sad boy charm. Come on, man. You gonna hate on me for that? Bruh. He got the sad boy charm. What do you want me to tell you? I can't resist. That's some Chemical Romance shit, man. Come on. All right, here we go. Next question. When you release the game early access, you're asking people to trust you gonna finish, develop, fix the game. While the game overall changed a lot, and in many good ways, some negative, but that's a personal opinion, raid system feels like it's still in an early alpha version. Outside of swapping Golem ability in the hotbar and giving it 2 more abilities and a nerf to Servant's HP, raid system haven't received any changes since then. Instead, other features you introduced like stairs, floors, and so on had a negative impact on rating, making it super frustrating experience. Do you guys think to overhaul them with the next patch since we aren't in early access anymore, or we should accept it for what it is? Who did I say was my favorite boss? Cyril's my favorite boss. Cyril is my favorite boss. He's the blacksmith. He's the guy, well, yeah, he's the blacksmith who's like in the cursed forest. I like his voice, man. He, like, the first time I fought him, I was like, oh, hello there. You know, he got that sad boy charm. I like him. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the sadsmith. Thank you. Thank you, Gerton. You said it perfectly. All right, next. Oh yeah, here's the response. This is a good question because rating has been pretty contentious from the start, and I understand frustrations with it. I don't think we have any plans to overhaul rating for the next patch, however. For next patch, however, there are a lot of issues with rating and how it affects player motivation, interacts with player freedom in building, and just overall affects the economy of the game that make it really difficult to make it a really difficult subject to tackle. And for now, we haven't found a solution to pursue. Let's see. Next patch is going to be the last update you're gonna do. Oh, here's the question. Here's the question someone else was asking. Next patch is going to be the last update you're gonna make for V Rising. Jeremy's response is, I can't say it will be the last update, but I can't really speak too far into the future in general right now. Sorry if that isn't a great answer. Fair response. Fair response. Let's see. Did he quote anyone else? I don't know what this is about. Let's see. Will Colosseum be, hold on. Will Colosseum have a built-in arena? He said unlikely, but there's a good reason for that. I think I know what the reason is. I think the reason is the fact that Simon Belmont literally walks through there. I think. I'm pretty sure he has like a path, like a you know, a way that he walks through the arena. So, sorry, the Colosseum. I don't know. I think I would like to see the Colosseum used for that, but he says there's a good reason for that. I don't guess I'm gonna have to take his word for it. JC's right. JC's right nuts. Jesus. Why? All right, next question. Are there plans to add global queues for different game modes within the same client? I know this is a touchy subject, cough, redacted game title, cough. Lots of games do this because we can get one in this, lots of games do this. Maybe we can get one in this game, like Destiny almost. They said there aren't any plans to make a global queue for game modes between servers, largely because there isn't really an infrastructure for servers to transfer data between each other. That would be a pretty big project. All right, next question. Will there more weirder skins? I think they're asking, will there be more weird skins? I know you guys do a variety of outfits, but could use some wacky ones. Here is an example. Just take this down if this picture is not acceptable. And the you know what? Let me scroll up. So this is, where am I at? I'm about this far down the page. All right, let me scroll up. See if I can see the picture. I think I have to log in to see the attachment. I have to log in. I don't have an account. I'm not gonna make an account. I don't know what they were showing. His response was, I like to think the next were, oh wait, I just read that. That was all the way down there. Let me go back down the page. Mods, get them. The mood of the game is really important to us, so we've endeavored not to get too silly with the outfits. If outfits lean towards more silly, it's with judgment to the limits we're willing to push without hurting the vibe of the game too much. We have some humor, but a good example of how we do that is the fisherman. The fish are a little cartoony. The voice lines are goofy, but he's still a very dark gothic aesthetic. That's fair. That's fair. Will there be mount skins? There are sort of, there sort of are already. We're keeping it horsey though. I want to see a like I want to see a horse skin where like the horse is like a Pegasus or something, or if not a Pegasus, maybe some kind of like, I mean, it would be weird if you can't fly on a Pegasus, but it would be neat if we got like Kelpies or something. Like, aren't Kelpies like horses? Like, can we get like a Kelpie skin? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Let's see, Red says, I wish I could have character presets, make a character and save it so I don't always have to customize and start a new run. Yeah, that'd be nice. You know what I want, Red? And this is something that I like facepalmed so hard when I had that interview with him. I forgot to ask him about, and I was like so mad with myself, kicking myself. I forgot to ask. When are we, like, I want to be able to change our names, because there's people who like, they join a server with a specific name and then later on they're like, oh, I kind of want a different name. You know, how are they supposed to, you know, like, some people mess up and they put the default name. Like, I know that's silly and it doesn't happen as much anymore. It used to happen all the time. But, I mean, at least give someone, like, the opportunity to change your name. Like, what if you, you know, what if you want to stay on the server but you want to change your name? I don't know. I think that whoever is the admin of the server, whoever mods the server, should be tasked with the ability to change someone's name. I think that should be a console command, in my opinion. I think that should straight up just be a console command. True, but it might make a problem for PvP. You can't hunt the player you want because you don't know who it is anymore. Well, that's why I'm saying I think that that should be a console command. You know, I think that should be a console command, and I think that, you know, I understand it can get confusing, but, you know, within reason, I think it makes sense. Unless there's an option to turn it off for servers. Oh, maybe. Certain servers, pardon? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Because you have to think, not all the servers are PvP, so if you have a PvE server and, you know, someone's like, oh man, I misspelled my name or something. Is there going to be another teaser or dev updates before the year ends? I have no idea, Fern. That's a good question. I have no idea. They haven't announced anything that I know of, and I don't think they even hinted when the next, you know, update will be, so I have no idea. We will have to wait and see. Will there be X abilities? I don't think so. EX? What does that mean? Like extra abilities? I don't think so. The way the design space is already, there are a lot of buttons that need assignments. This also might be something that would be especially painful for a controller. Okay, yeah. Is it possible to have Rift events in multiple different areas rather than just the Dracula region? I forgot its name. Ruins of Mortium. It's been a long time since it played. He said it's not impossible, but it will take a lot more dev time to implement than we originally hoped when we were first designing it back in 1.0. It was something we were hoping to be able to do, but as you can see, it didn't seem feasible, so we didn't pursue it then. Interesting. Like if we're making a PvP server, okay, Red says, like if you're making a PvP server, you can turn off the name changes in the options before you create it. I think that is simple. I think so too. That could work. Just like TP with items, yeah. But I think there also, if you're gonna do that, I think there should at least be a console command so that, you know, if a player, you know, says, hey, can you change my name? They could just change your name. Like, I don't know. Because, I mean, you would hope that if you're on a server, you know who to contact, who the admin is, right? So I don't know. Usually they have a Discord. I'm curious about that too. Would be interesting. All right, next question. Is it possible to have potions and golems on the vampire power wheel? They said, so after asking design about this, the answer I got is that it's largely related to a scale of the issue it would be solving versus dev time kind of thing. Adding a new scroll wheel is a bit of a nightmare in terms of inputs. Also making a new UI that supports dropping items into it and teach it to make it work properly. Into it and the tech to make it work properly, testing and everything. It's fairly expensive solution compared to the scale of what it might slightly alleviate. That's kind of interesting. That's interesting. Because it seems like a simple solution, but, you know, that's a good point. It might actually be a lot of trouble. Let's see. Are we getting any new forms? He said, unfortunately, I can't speak on this. You won't any feature announcements from me, sir. What? Not any serious ones anyway. So we can't speak on forums. Interesting. Hello, PJ. Welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Welcome back. All right, let's see what else we got here. Questions from Emil Ad Salem on Discord because he's still waiting for approval. Okay. Oh, so he's asking questions on behalf of someone else. Okay. Will we be seeing any even minor expansions or changes in general to the building system, excluding the arena tiles, etc.? How will that reflect on PvE players and also raiding and PvE players alike, for example, not having to trade off how my base looks for it to necessarily be PvP viable? Here's a second question. Outside of the expansions to the world of Ardoran by adding new areas, should we expect improvements and changes that enhance its immersion? I'm sure you may have seen people discussing more events happening across the map, but also smaller things like weather, things like that. And if not in 1.1, could we ever expect something like this to be added outside of a static biome weather? I'm looking at you, Gloomrot. Let's see. Shalom, I'm having a great time. I'd love to stay, but you gotta get up at 6 hours. So you gotta go for 25 a.m. here in Croatia. Croatia, that's far. Gotta hit the bed, have a great stream. All right, thank you so much, Red. Have a great night. Get some rest. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, let's see. Mods? Can he do that? Mods? Overall, there will be new crafting stations, and there may be new building pieces if we have time to fit it with the other things we're doing. Adding some decorations is usually on the docket somewhere to fit in if we can manage it. In terms of improvements to overall mechanics of building, I know some ideas have been thrown around in terms of quality of life improvements and potential ways to expand on building a bit, but I can't confidently say any of them panned out to be feasible or got added to the planning. Maybe material for a dev blog when we get closer to 1.1 release. Okay. In terms of layering in new experiences to other zones, like weather effects, immersion, etc., we're more focused on gameplay-centric features right now, and we feel will have the most impact. The weather has been on our list for a while. I'm not sure we're going to be getting to it in 1.1 beyond that. I can't say. Okay. When approximately will the 1.1... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's continue. Let's keep going. Wow, this person put a really long question. Multiple questions. And they were pointing out things and giving suggestions and blah, blah, blah. That's a lot. Okay, so response. When approximately will the 1.1 update be dropping? If you can't reveal anything, obviously not the date, but maybe a month, which quarter of the year within existence of humanity. He said, unfortunately, this one I can't reveal just yet. Sorry. It'll be in a future devlog, most likely. Okay, well, that's fair. Let's see. There seems to be a lack of endgame content. You've previously mentioned that there is a clear end goal, which is beating Dracula. Will there be any form of endgame content, i.e. dungeons, raids, etc., that players can participate in after beating Dracula? If 1.1 is the final update, it would be really cool if there was an option for players to continue playing after they finish the game. His response is... From our point of view, V-Rising is a complete journey as it is. It doesn't really aim to provide strictly PvE content after you've killed Dracula. After that, there's PvP options to explore, or if you want to experiment with castle building and decorating, there's that. One way we tried to offer more content was creating brutal mode to give a greater and more interesting challenge for people who had already played the standard mode. Beyond that, I don't think we're looking to expand the game past where we felt like we put a pretty definitive end. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, let's see. You guys added in chessboard with 1.0. However, I can play no chess. Why this be, Jeremy? It would be so fun and cool to 1v1 my friends in chess in my awesome castle. It would be cool. He said, we really just don't have any systems that support a chess minigame right now. It was a fun idea to add it, and maybe we will someday if someone can put the time into making it work. For now, though, it's very low priority. Haha. All right. Next question. There is a prevalent theme that goes along with V Rising. Obviously, the game is rooted in Gothic media, but I'm curious as to if the team had any inspirations from other pieces of media, be that movies, video games, or books. I recently watched the movie Van Helsing and was surprised by how similar it felt to the game, with Gloomrot and Ruins of Mortium later on. Would you be able to speak about inspirations? His response is, there's a lot of inspiration that initially came from classic Gothic literature like Dracula, films like Nosferatu, and some modern media like Netflix's Castlevania series that had just started getting popular around the office around the time they were looking for inspiration. Okay. Last question by this single person. With 1.0, you guys introduced in difficulty levels for the game. This was great. For the hardcore players, will there ever be a form of hardcore mode similar to Diablo, i.e. if you die, you start over? His response was, that's something that we've been talking about for a while, at least as long as I've been here. About 3 years, though the game was in development for about 2 years before I joined. Actually, it kind of came up again semi-recently with Hardcore WoW, when Hardcore WoW got popular. I think the main reason we haven't done it yet is there are a few critical design concerns that we've had to address with it, and we haven't really determined what we'd have to do to make it happen in a way that would meet our standard for quality. No plans for it right now, but anything is possible. Just don't get your hopes up. Let's see. Next question. Hey, love the game, but I would like to be able to sleep during the day and wake up at night in my PvE private server. Can we have that? What? What? You mean like a day reset? That's interesting. Alright, his response. Oh, this is a long response. Let's see what he got. Hold on, let me turn on the AC. I'm like sweating. Hold on. Sorry, I'm over here getting toasted over here. My PC is warming me up. All right, here we go. Actually, did I miss anything in the chat? Or I think I'm good. Okay. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. I need to refresh my stuff. My stuff is like freezing on me for some reason. It's really weird. There we go. All right, we're back in business. Anyway, here we go. So this was the response. Thanks for loving it. For the sleeping through the day thing, that is something that has been discussed. We've got some concerns around it that are pretty important to get into. We want to encourage players to interact with the day and night system, so making it easy to skip past it would encourage them to skip it. If you don't like dealing with the daylight, however, there are server settings that can put you into pretty much perpetual night. What he's not mentioning here is that there's also server settings that can put you into perpetual invulnerability when it comes to sunlight. If you guys notice my like on my channel for like my tutorial videos and content and stuff like that, my the sun settings are always disabled. Like I'm literally walking through the game, walking through castles and doing tours and not even worrying about the sun because you can just disable the sun. So what's interesting is that setting was not implemented into the in-game settings, which I hope they do with the 1.1 patch. But interesting. Okay. Look at it this way. We consider be a difference between giving you the tools to do what you like with the server settings and making the default of the game guide you into making certain decisions. If there's a very readily accessible method to skipping the daytime default state of the game in a way that's the game telling you that you should be skipping ahead to the nighttime and ignoring the daylight hours. As it is now, the daylight discourages certain activities, but might encourage you to do things aside from exploring, like organizing and decorating your castle, doing resource gathering nearby, tending to your garden, attending your servants, etc., before taking advantage of the nighttime to go hunting again. However, if you don't like doing that sort of thing at all, and you want to make the game to be all hunting and barely any resource gathering or organizing or decorating, you can do things like adjust your server settings to make resource gathering faster and easier, kill the daylight, and hunt to your heart's content. There's also basic design questions, one of which you mentioned in your question, like how will people utilize something like this? Will this remove the effect of the day-night system? How would this be possible on a dedicated server with lots of players? That's the question I have. I don't think that's possible. I don't know. Should it only be available for solo co-op, and would the game experience be very different? Thanks for playing to discuss. It's interesting how such a small change could have such a major effect on the way players generally experience the game, and we're always taking these into account when we decide what features we should and shouldn't add. I hope this is a little fun little glimpse into the day-to-day decision making in game design. Last question: can we conquer Vardoran after defeating Dracula? He says, I personally achieved this by killing Solaris a few times, then when I'm having a rough day. That's funny. Well, spare me. Question from Stun on Discord. Mounted enemies when? Oh, that's a good point. We don't have any mounted enemies, do we? There's no mounted bosses either. Oh shit, I didn't even think of that. That's a good point. He says, it's actually really funny how difficult this is to answer. Well, actually, no. We have mounted enemies, but they're not mounted on like horses. They're mounted on like machinery, right? That's the only one I can think of. Like, you know, the turrets and the lasers in Gloomrot, Northern Gloomrot, but well, they're northern and southern, but mostly northern, I think you see them. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. So here's his response. It is actually really funny how difficult this is to answer, probably in 1.1, but knowing Stun, not exactly what he means by mounted enemies, unfortunately, I can't get more specific than that. Interesting. Insert a huge block of questions that is a little cumbersome visually, to quote, but please know that I did read through all of them. Oh my god. So first off, I would like to remind you that this is an AMA, but I do appreciate the suggestions. I just can't respond to most of these because they're not really questions. The implicit questions would be, I guess, why we are not going to act on these suggestions, but I really can't do that right now. Sorry. Okay. We really do value communication and try to be communicative as we can, and to the measure that it makes sense for us as a studio. And taking time to talk with you does have an impact on development. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Because of course, me talk to you guys, blah 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 blah. However, if we can grab each other's design, hold on. If I have to grab each designer responsible for these decisions, we were just when there were often multiple, and asked them to break down the individual decisions that led to each one of each suggestions either not being implemented or talk to their concerns, blah blah blah. So basically it would be a really long, that just takes a lot of time. Let's see. So while I'm happy to answer questions, can't really go into depth on what you're asking, so many individual interactions. Okay, so the questions are a little too much. Let's see. It might be fun to do a handful though, especially blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. Next. Let's see. You're having a good day. Hope you're okay. Couple of questions here. With V Rising boss encounters, V Bloods, we've seen more and more similarities with MMO boss encounters in the way they feel and play, with no mechanics, but they're more fun Sorry, but hey, they're fun nonetheless. It is something you had planned from the start, or is it something we can hope to see more of in the future? His response was, hello and hi. I don't think there's a deliberate crossover with MMO boss encounters. We are constantly pushing to do different things and provide new experiences with our V-Blood fights, and that might lead to some familiar styles of fight because a lot of our devs have a lot of experience with MMOs. Maybe some common inspiration? I didn't know that, actually. That's news to me. That's interesting. Let's see. How many more questions are there? Jesus Christ, this is a lot of questions. So I don't know if I'm gonna go through all the rest of these questions, but hold on, let me see. There's a lot of questions here. This is just page 2 though. Okay, day-night system thing. Couple of questions similar. The people suggested skipping by. You're welcome. Skip me. Da da da. It's a lot of questions. Jesus Christ! I didn't realize how many questions are on here. In a lot of MMO games, there are options for pets. Is this something we might see in the future of E-Rising? Could we have our own personal vampire cat to aid us in our journey? He said there were ideas very early on to give you a kind of raven familiar. It's not out of the question, but we'd want to have some kind of important gameplay element. Yeah, that's fair. Any plans the ruins of Mortium Zone habitable by players? Okay, so this is a question I see a lot. Are there any plans to make the ruins of Mortium Zone habitable by players? It's such an open space, but there aren't any habitable plots. He said, nah, Mortium is supposed to be the home of the enemy and extremely unfriendly. Letting people settle there would go against the purpose of the zone and also provide a huge advantage in farming Mortium events. I agree. I think I can see that. Yeah. Let's see. See if there's any other. Oh, here's a good one. Will we get advanced sawmill? Since it's the only missing advanced station, maybe with a boss utilizing the unused Dunley lumber mill? Good question. Unfortunately, I can't really get into future content that we haven't announced. Ooh, okay. Adding on to the previous one, currently unused sacrificial. Oh, okay, so this is a question I see a lot too. Will the currently unused sacrificial site in Dunley finally be used for something? Good question. Unfortunately, I can't really answer future oh my god. Oh my god. It's a lot of... Let me skim. There's a lot of questions, so I'm just trying to find ones that I think are like interesting. Getting kind of tired toward the end here doing this. Might have to do like a quick bathroom break or something in a few minutes. Okay, yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna go over as far as the questions. That was like the main, you know, just, I mean, there were some other questions on here, but some of them are like super like specific and not really like big questions people want to know, but all right, so there is one question here. Someone said, will the Throne of Darkness be used for something instead of just a big fancy chair? Maybe something involving the Shadow Realm? He said, right now it's just a trophy for beating Dracula. I can't really speak to any future plans for it though. Interesting. Thank you for the hydrate, PJ, and the stretch. All right, you know what? I think we are ready for the next section of, or the next phase of the stream. I'm ready for the next phase of the stream. I'm getting tired, but you know what? Reading through these was really interesting. I think the biggest takeaways is, you know, just kind of reiterating the fact that, you know, because it's not a live service game, any like major changes they make, it's like, it's not happening that often. So it's kind of like, I don't know, there's good and bad that comes with it. The good is that the PvE players won't be salty as much. The bad is that the PvP players will be extremely salty. And I don't know, I kind of wonder if they should give people like an option to like split the game into two different branches, like a PvE branch and a PvP branch or something. I don't know. Like I don't know. I kind of wonder. I have my questions regarding that, but overall very good AMA. I think we got a lot of good info. The whole thing, I think one big takeaway too that I think some PvP players are gonna say, they're gonna say like, you know, stuff like, well, how is it that you guys have a PvP side of the game and no one's playing PvP? Like, you know, it seems kind of counterintuitive, you know what I mean? Like, it seems kind of like odd. Granted, I understand that, you know, working on the game and playing the game are two completely different things, right? But I don't know. I hope that they actually like implement serious feedback in the 1.1 release. That might be the best idea. Separate PvE and PvP, maybe. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know how you would be, like, do that, but like it just seems like that seems to be the issue. Like, if they could, like, I don't know, because like I feel like they've created a problem where you have the people who play the game all the time, who are the PvP peeps, and then you have the PvE peeps, who are the vast majority of the player base, who are not really as willing to wipe in order to get updates, if that makes sense. So I kind of wonder if they should just like split the game into two versions where it's like you don't have to update. You know, maybe instead of pushing an update, they'll be like, you don't have to update, you can keep your stuff, or you can like switch to like PvP or whatever, and maybe like I don't know, maybe you can open up the game, you get to the start screen, it's like, do you want to play PvP or PvE version of the game, and you just pick whatever. Like, I don't know. And then maybe it'll open up like the separate game depending on which one you picked. Maybe like a client or something. But even a client that does that kind of stuff is gonna be a pain in the ass to configure, probably. So I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure, but I do wonder how that's even gonna, you know, come together. So it is what it is. Anyway, so next I've decided to put a few games that you guys can vote on. So pick a game. We have 4 games on the list. We have Foundation, Tiny Glade, League of Legends, and Rhythm Sprout. I never put League on the list before, or Tiny Glade, I don't think, maybe, but I figured I'd throw them in there. You think they're struggling between their own vision of the game from what it has actually become? I think that's a really good way of articulating it. I think that makes perfect sense. Because you have some people who are more like, hey, we need more frequent updates to balance. And then you have other people who are just like, I don't want my castle to be wiped. I don't want my castle to be gone. And I can kind of empathize with both. Like, I understand the viewpoints of both. But I don't think that having them in the same game, you know, the same versions of the game is, like, helping, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know what kind of challenges would come from that, but I almost want to say they should split the game into 2 different versions. What's up, my guy? Hello, Elizabeth Afton. Welcome to the chat. How you doing? B was the sheep one. Yeah, B is the one where you like, it's kind of like ASMR building, where you have like all the nice sounds as you build, and there's like the little sheep that you can pet, little duckies. I know it's you, bro. Why is your name Elizabeth? What the hell? Bro, I could tell when you said what's up, my guy. I knew it was you. I'm like, that's Chanda, isn't that? It's my best friend. Why is it like this? I don't know. Is your name actually that on... Let me check. That's weird. Yeah, your name is Elizabeth Afton in the chat. What the hell? Bro, you might need to change your name. That's kind of weird. Alright, so if you're, you know what, here, okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Before we start voting, before we start doing all the voting, I'm gonna make a poll on Twitch, but Kick and YouTube, type out the letter that you want. Let me make that poll real quick, and then as soon as we start the poll, I'm gonna take a quick break, you know, and you guys can vote. So here we go. So we're gonna start a new poll. Oops. So we're gonna choose between A, B, C, and D. And let's make the poll last maybe 3 minutes. And go. Who the hell's this white girl? I don't know who Elizabeth Afton is. I don't know who that is, bro. Like that, you gotta fix your name on YouTube if it's like weird, bro. What are you doing? That's really weird. All right, let's see. So now I have. All right, so the vote is already up on Twitch. Remember, we got 3 minutes. I'm gonna put a. Let's see if I can put another time. Well, it's about I'd say it's about 2.5 minutes now. I'll wait a few seconds and go. Y'all picking B or I'm starving the dark girl. Oh my god. Bruh. You got tea after stream served hot. Oh no. Oh no, friend. You're gonna tell me some tea? You're gonna spill? Alright, bro. I'll make sure to message you when I'm done. I might need like maybe 30 minutes after stream though to like decompress though, because I usually like use that time to decompress, but alright, so we still have another 2 minutes to vote. Make sure you put your vote in the chat. If you're on Twitch though, use the poll. Use the poll system if you're on Twitch, okay? If you're on Twitch, use the poll. And if you're on Kick or YouTube, just type in the letter in the chat. I will not be counting chat letters on the Twitch side because of the poll. So I'm trying to lessen the busy work a little. Just a little. We're just chilling. We're still chilling. We got 59 seconds. $59 seconds. Oh, sorry, I almost closed something. I was like, ah. 45 seconds. Oh, the Twitch poll is running out even faster than 45 seconds. There's a tie on the Twitch side. What? Okay. I guess I didn't put the time long enough on there, but to be fair, Twitch could vote sooner. Wow, so it's tied on Twitch. Let's see. We have another few seconds. Oh. Oh, there we go. There's the time. Okay, so I want to look at the chat. Let's view the results. So on the Twitch side, A and B are tied. So let's see what the other people said. Let's see. I see 2 votes for B on the... Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, 2 votes for B on the YouTube side, so that's 2. 1 vote for A. Alright. What is Kick saying? I don't see any Kick votes. Oddly enough. Wait a second. Oh, that's weird. My thing just like... Huh. That was weird. My Kick feed did a weird thing. Anyway. So it looks like B is the winner. A was very close. Very close, but it looks like B's the winner. So we're gonna play some Tiny Glade. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go on a few minute break just to go use the bathroom and do all that, like maybe about 5 minutes or so. And then we'll come back and play some Tiny Glade. So yeah, in the meantime, I'll BRB, get a snack, get a drink, or whatever you need to do, and I shall be back. Alright. I am back. I just, I think we're good. Okay, cool. Let me- oh, there is one thing I did forget to do. Let me switch my Twitch category. I always forget to do this, I don't know why. But it seems to always be the problem. So let me switch to game. There we go. Let me just fix it real quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the quick break. Alright. We are good. Let me make sure to update it also on Kick. Alright. We're good. Alright, let's get into it. Let's see. I haven't played Tiny Glade in a hot minute. I was working on like a small town, as you guys can probably see. Oh, I remember what I was doing now. Oh no, I can't show this. I can't. I need a new one. I need a new one. I need a better... What is a daily theme? What is it? Mysterious Tower. There's a Winterland. Flowery, Olden. Autumn. We're technically in autumn, right? Still November? Let's go with autumn. Oh, this is an interesting start. Oh look! The sheep! He got a little birdie! Oh, I scared the birdie. I love the little sheep, they're so cute. So cute! Adorable. It brings me great joy. Oh man, I have no idea what to build. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? You know what? Let's keep this little garden area and just like add some stuff around it. How about that? Release the sheep! The Helm's Deep build on YouTube got 1 million views. I don't know what Helm's Deep is. Helm's Deep. I'm not surprised. A lot of people really like this game. It's really cozy, but there's not really like unless you like to build, like, this is probably not the game for you. I think I can say that pretty confidently. Like, hold on, let me try and I'm still getting used to the controls because I haven't played in so long. Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. I don't want to rotate, I just want to pick up the whole thing. Oh. Oh, that's not what I want. There we go. Maybe push this in a little bit. How do I grab stuff without grabbing everything? Oh, right click. I was like trying to remember because I was like, see if we could put like a little chimney on here or something. Make a cute little house. Maybe like a little ranch or something. It's as small as it's gonna get. Maybe this needs to move over a little bit. Right there should be good. Look at the little birdie! So cute. Yeah, the sheep are adorable. I really like how relaxing this game is, but it's like one of those games that's like, if you're not in a mood to build, just don't play it. You know, it's like, there's so much like stuff you have to think about. Let's try putting a little pathway here. Maybe one that leads to the little area here. Made it a little bit wider, that's okay. You're the little sheepy. Oh my goodness. You know, I feel like I only come to like pet the sheep every once in a while. That's about it. It's Lord of the Rings fortress. Yeah, right. That'd be interesting. Oh, I just realized this piece I did not there we go. It wasn't quite right. Trying to make it kind of flush against the wall here, and that's about as good as we're probably gonna get it. Let's add some windows. I like how you can like click to like choose what other things are there. I don't like how this isn't like this bush needs to like oh, never mind, I got it. Let's add some shrubbery or something, maybe like a tree. Ooh, okay, maybe not those two, maybe like one here. Maybe put like a couple over here. We'll just build a nice little forest behind. Oh, that's so cute. That's a really basic shape though. Maybe we need like some more fencing. I've never been good at placing the fences, but we could try. Oh, that was a mistake. And now, well, I can also change the color of the fencing if I wanted to. Oh, that was a mistake. Let's see if we can... Oh, not quite. There we go. Build a little farmland area here. Maybe like, actually, you know, we'll do that, and then we'll make a little path here. And maybe we should add a little bit of water too. If we add water, we can get some duckies. So, now let me change the day-night cycle. There we go. Let's add a little pond here, maybe. Cute little pond. And maybe we can add some shrubbery over here. And maybe a couple of trees, maybe like one here, one here. I feel like I need to make like a tiny little, like another building or something. Something a little bit more advanced. Fence is just snaking around. Game sounds like great ASMR. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people who just like play this game, you know, for the ASMR elements of, you know, just the sound. It's really nice. Actually, let me see. Oh, it's already saved. That's right. I keep forgetting this is like one of those games where the save is already saved. Give like a nice little area, but I want something a little bit more complex. Maybe I can build like a... maybe some kind of like... shed or something? Well, actually, I didn't even change the colors, so let me change the colors first before I do anything. Let's build something like that. Oh, that's not right. Trying to decide on a color. I think that's fine. Maybe this kind of brown would be nice. Maybe the door could be like a little lighter color. And the top too, maybe. This part though needs a overhaul a little bit. Oh, we can flatten the top now. I forgot they added that in a patch. Let's go with this. What else are we gonna put together? Well, we definitely need a pathway. Maybe the door could be facing this way. It could be like a shed or something. I don't know. I'll think about it. Okay, I like the little shovel. We'll keep that. It's cute. Make this a little bit more pronounced. Okay. And maybe I want to add... maybe another tree here would be good. I feel like there's not enough trees. Let's try maybe like a little lantern or something. Like right here above the door. And maybe we could add... maybe not so much shrubbery, but like a little bit along the side here. Like a tiny bit. There we go. Make that end piece look a little nicer. Maybe we could add another building. Maybe something that's also like this, but... let's push that down. I think the, let's flatten the top here. And let's take this and move it over. And maybe we could add... I gotta think about this. We could add like another door. Because if I put the door here, that would look nice, I think. Maybe the door should be like in the back of the house. Be like right here. Yeah. Oh, I like that idea. Oh wait, that's a window, not a... Alright, tiny little escape door. Another shovel. That's still hard to see, so I'm gonna... There we go. Oh, the sheep again! The sheepy. Really cozy vibes with this game, yeah. It's definitely really relaxing and just chill, you know? Oh, and I just realized the chat is like off in the distance. I should probably fix that. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the chat because I feel like I have to move it every time I switch my screen up and it's like getting annoying. There we go. That's much better. There we go. I feel like we need some more elements here. Maybe could add a little bit more shrubbery over here. Like a little bush or something. Maybe we should add like a window like right here. Well, maybe like a different kind of window. Maybe this one. We'll just have like a single window right there. Oh, there's a hay bale. Oh, I want the hay bale. I don't want it to go away. But if I move the window too far, no! Keep the hay bale. Okay, perfect. Close enough. No! Keep it, man. I don't want it to go away. It's so cute. Oh, now I'm getting other things. Okay, we're keeping the hay bale. I like it. That is non-negotiable. Yeah, it doesn't want a centered window. I'm so sad. It's okay though. Let's put another light like right here maybe. And maybe we should- can we combine lights? No. I know we can combine like flags and- oh wait, there was a chimney this whole time! I could have just added a- oh man, I feel silly. Alright, this is going to be deleted then. Okay. Let's move this. Ta-da! That's cute. Put it on the edge here though. That is adorable. You know, maybe we want to build something a little different. Maybe with different colors. Could also use like a window here. Not sure I'm a fan of the window though. Maybe something else. Oh, I can get like a nice little ladder. Oh, I kind of like the ladder. Perfect. Oh wait, no! I don't want my shovel to go away. I gotta think about this. I think that's good. Maybe we can also put some other kinds of windows and things, like maybe a couple of small ones up here. It's kind of funky looking. They can make auto-generated people slash villages doing different random stuff in this game and make each build more alive. It definitely would. Like imagine if you build a house and then there's a person just waving out the window. Like, hi! That'd be cute. Yeah, my construction expertise isn't very good with this game, as you guys can see, but I am enjoying it, so. Let's get a... oh, too close. There we go. And let's get a... you know what'd be cool? Imagine if you were able to place like a windmill. Like that would be nice. Because this game is mostly construction focused, like kind of like, oh, how are you gonna build the shapes? But it's not really decoration focused, you know? But it would be cool to see, I think. I'll go with this for now. Maybe a couple of windows or something. Maybe like a small door. Could put like a tiny door right here. It's another shovel. Okay, I like the wood here. Ooh, but the chair is cuter. Oh, I like the mini chair. Some people do custom stuff for the interior because none is available at the moment. I've seen entire villages made. Like, I've seen people make entire villages with like indoor stuff and like taverns and stuff with like actual like furniture. I think it's more trouble than it's worth, honestly. Like, like just to create it is so much effort that to me it's just not worth it, like time-wise. But man, it looks nice. It looks really nice. But I don't know. Me personally, I can't justify that level of commitment. I don't have time for that. Actually, this should be here. Maybe another one. Let's see what it looks like at night. Ooh. This can move up a little bit. It's kind of cute. We need another lantern back here though. Maybe a little bit of lighting. Oh, that is so cool. Look at that. Wow. We didn't put any lights on this though. What's cool too is that you can also change the color of the like indoor lights. So like if I click on the window, right? I can change the tint of the lighting. I'm not gonna do that for this, but it's worth mentioning, I think. It's a cute little setup here. Nothing too crazy, but it's adorable. Let's put like another couple of windows over here. Oh, the bench is back. Could put maybe like a window back here. Maybe like a different shape though. Let's do like a double window. Alright, I think that's as good as that's gonna get. This house has no exit though, so I'm gonna have to fix that. Keeps wanting to add a hay bale. I like the wheel. That's cute. No circular windows? You know, that's a good point. I don't think there are. Like, even if I took like the small ones, like the tiny little holes, it just does this. Like, it just makes like a thing. But that's a good point. There are no round windows. I guess that would have been hard to construct if you were like building. I mean, it's possible though. Well, I mean, considering the tops are round on some of these, right? Like you would think. I don't like the double wheels. Let's put this in the back. Cute little birdhouse. That's adorable. I don't know. I don't really like these lights being here. I need to move them up. And maybe change the color of them. Oh, it's just the light. You can't change the outside. Interesting. Let's try the fence. Maybe change the color of the fence. Oh, I can change the color of the light inside, but is it gonna let me change the color of the fence, though? Doesn't look like it. It's a little odd. Hmm. Interesting. Wait, why aren't there any duckies? There's fishies! There's cute little fishies in the pond. Oh my goodness. They react to my cursor, guys, look. I spooked the fishies. They're running away! Look, that fishy don't like my cursor. They're actually reacting to your cursor. That's kind of cute. Can I pet the fishy? You pet the fishy! Let me pet the fishy. I must pet the fish. Look at that. I spooked them. I have food, guys. Come on, come back. Not really. That's still cool, though. I mean, it's a cute little thing, but I don't know. Maybe I need to add something else. Like, maybe if I add, like, a, Oh, I wonder if I can add, like, a fence barrier or something up here? Can you add fencing up there? Oh, no, it has to be on the ground. I can't make a fence on here to make a balcony. Look at the birds! Did they react to my cursor? Not really. The sheep! I found him. This is like a terrible game for concentration. I cannot concentrate playing this game. All I can think of is petting the sheep and scaring the fishies and all that. Alright, let's try... Let's try making this a little bit smaller. Oh my god, it's added like some bird nests. That's funny. It's like a bird nest here. Can I make it worse? I don't know. I was just trying something out. I don't like it. Let's try... Okay, so it's that I didn't want. The birds are looking to see if they build a new home there. Yeah, right? Maybe. I don't know. I think I'm pretty satisfied with this tiny little village. I want to try something a little bit more intense. So let's try a new one. Let's go with... I like doing the autumn stuff. Olden's pretty neat too. You know what, let's try Mysterious Tower. Why not? We'll do the daily theme. You know, from personal experience, I'll sometimes need a bit of inspiration to get doodling. Each day we'll have a new theme and a starting glade. Today's theme is Mysterious Tower. Okay. That's an interesting little construction they got here. That must have been a pain to put together. Let's see. How are we even supposed to build this? Okay, let me try this. Not what I wanted. Let's put a door right here, why not? Tower of Gaspa. Oh my god. Maybe we can try something a little bit more. I don't know. I'm not very good at this. try putting a second area here. What? Well, actually, no, it's not a good idea. Maybe... It's weird that they added this here. You know what? Let's put it in the center. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this tower. How much taller can I make it? That's the limit. Can leave the tower alone, I guess, and maybe add some windows or something. And maybe we can add some like flags or something. I don't know. Oh, we can put them on the corners now. That's interesting. It used to be they could only really put them in like in the front or the back, but now you can put them on the corners. That's kind of neat. You know what? Let's do that. I think that's new. I don't think that was previously a thing. There we go. Now we got a nice looking tower. It looks terrible. Oh my god. But, you know, when in doubt, add shrubbery. Covers up the mistakes. This door. Oh, I can put corner windows now? Hold on. That didn't used to be a thing. Wow, we can put corner windows? Oh, forget this. I'm putting corner windows. Oh, I'm not allowed to do that. I see how it is. Alright, maybe that's only with the square ones. Can I do corner windows with the square ones only? How does that work? Oh wait, that's not what I want. Oh, I have to use a square window to do a corner window. That's so weird. There we go. That was a weird looking tower. One tile tower, yeah. Basically. I like these corner windows. Maybe put them on the back. Oh, wait, I can... Oh, I can put like a triple window on the corner. The whole side can be a window. That's cool. Alright, let's move this up then. We'll do the same thing over here. Wow. That's neat. I like that. It looks kind of livable now. You know what? Let's add like a little pond or something. I feel like we need like something. Oh, that's right. It has to I forgot that it has to be on the lowest ground. Alright. We add some trees. Kind of neat. You basically live in your ladder. Yeah, right. Feels like it. Definitely feels like it. I like the tower should have like a peak or something. There we go. Maybe we'll put oh, we can put a flag on the top. Good. We'll just do that. I think this needs a little bit of something, like maybe like a... I feel like I need like... Oh, they used fencing to make the stairs. Oh, okay. Because I was trying to remember if, you know what, I'll leave that alone. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. That's a weird looking tower. It's cute. Corner windows look like eyes. Yeah, right? It does. They're like eyes, but they're like facing like opposite directions. It's crazy. Look at that. Maybe add like another, maybe a light or something out here. I don't know. Maybe a light like right here. Let's see what it looks like at night. Oh wow. It's interesting. I think I'm happy with this tower, honestly. I think I'm gonna leave it alone. Next. Haven't done anything with the flowery category, so let's try that. So here's a starter house. This is Tower 1 of the Origins. Oh my god. One of the first towers that have ever towered over anything. Is that what you're saying? Of course, this is like... Did they build these with... How did they build? Oh yeah, they definitely... Oh! Oh, unintended quality of life feature here. That's cool! I didn't mean to do that, but we'll take it. Can come up from either side now. Nice. Alright, let's build a... I kind of want like another structure here. Maybe something round. Actually, no. The rest of the tower is like, not round, but... kind of want to bring this up a little bit. And then we can put like a door here. Oh, I can put a... I can put a door on the ground. That'd be cool. I don't know. Little door there. I don't know. Maybe I need to push this back a little bit. It's too close. Maybe I need to push this up slightly. Let's try this again. I can't do a round door. I have to do a square door. What if I try to... Okay, that worked. Can't make a door with these. Let's do 2 separate little peepholes. And maybe little hatch here. Thank you for feeding me, Fernstark. It has the color scheme of the build of Sophie's Cottage and Howl's Moving Castle. Is it really? Maybe. I haven't seen that movie though. I gotta move this over. Hold on. I think I'm just gonna drag it out. I kind of like just putting like decorations on there. I'm better at like decorating, I think, than I am Can I put a door here, or is it too small? put a door right there. Let's go with that. I feel like we're missing something. Maybe like a pond or something would be really cool. Like if we had a pond back here. Like a big body of water. Oh, that's cool. And maybe we can add like a fence. Maybe not a wooden fence, but... can put like another fence this way. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, we got duckies! Oh, the duckies are landing! Oh my goodness, we got duckies. Look at... Oh, I love the way they land in the water with such grace. Oh my goodness! Let there be water. The fishes soon follow. Yep. I kind of want to add like a path. Like... There we go. I think that's good. And maybe we can add like a light or something over here. Oh, I didn't realize we had the stand-up lights. I thought it was just the little lights. I guess that makes sense. You know what? Let me, I can't rotate it, can I? Can I have it face- how do I rotate this? Oh. That works. Don't ask me how I did that. Wonder what triggers the different animals to appear. I think it's like depending on the size of the water. I think your pond has to be like a certain size before ducks actually go, like enter. I don't know, I like the idea of building upon what's already there, so maybe we're getting a little bit of progress here. It's looking nice. Hold on a second. Okay. Anyway, continuing. Maybe have like a door from the ground here. Maybe I need a pathway. There we go. Now we have our nice little hidden passageway here. The downstairs. We're gonna leave this shrubbery here. There we go. I don't want to get rid of these. These are cute. Yeah, pond size does definitely matter. Also, welcome to the chat, Mala. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I hope you are having a great day. So let me give a quick shout out to a few people. I forgot to shout out some people earlier, but before I do that, let me do some hydrates and stretches. Thank you, Isekai Dude, for the hydrate and the stretch. And also thank you Mala for the hydrate and stretch. There we go. Good stretch. Let's see. Maybe we should also add like little round areas with like a little bit of shrubbery. Like right on the corner here. And I feel like maybe a tree like right here, like next to this would be fine. Probably put a couple more trees back here, like maybe like one right here. I can also put trees in the water, which is interesting. Another tree over here, maybe? Maybe a couple trees. Be a shade for the ducks, exactly. That's what I was thinking. With this tree. I like how it adds like extra lily pads too, that's funny. Oh! I can use this tool on the water! I can add more lily pads. Okay. I don't wanna... Well, I guess it's more like shade for the fishies, huh? Put that there. A lot going on in this pond. And you know what? Maybe we can have... Oh, these trees are a little too far in. Maybe I'll move them out a little bit. There we go. Or maybe I should put this tree like over here. Add a little bit of shade in this area. Let's see what it looks like at night. Oh wow, it's super dark. Okay, so I'm gonna need a light. Maybe one on the corner here would be nice. One right here, maybe. In the corner would be good. Move this out slightly. The pond is so cute. Oh my god. Quack quack. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. But we do need a little bit more lighting, so maybe... Maybe just like the edges. I'm just kind of eyeballing the space. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good. Hopefully good enough. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. I love this so much. Put a little lighting for the duck. Oh yeah, the sounds are- I like the frog sounds. You can hear the frog going ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. So cute. I love this. Alright, let's put another, like, I feel like we need more, like, windows or something here. Maybe this could be good. And maybe a little backlight just in case, you know? You don't want to get spooked by anything out here. Maybe another little flower bed would be nice. And you could put like a little walk path here. Very cute. I could also, well, let me see. Can I use these up here? Oh, I can! So I can put like little, nook lights that kind of stick out. Maybe on the back. Maybe like right here. It doesn't really give me variation options. That's the only bad thing. Another light on the corner there. This looks so cute. I love this backyard area. Oh my god. That's super cool. I forgot to do the shoutouts again, didn't I? Let me do that real quick. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to a few people, so I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Gerton. A quick shout out to Mala. Forgot to shout you guys out earlier. If I missed anyone else, please let me know. Because if I forgot you, I'm so sorry. There you go. Alright, back to the game. I really like the way this looks. This is super cute. Yeah, they're all chilling. Look at the duckies. So like, what's this butterfly doing in the middle of the night? That's so weird. Quack. That duck looks so happy. Look at him. Love how they're like... They look like they're being disturbed, but they're so cute. I mean, look at that. And I like how you have like the little fireflies out here and stuff like that. It's super cute. Adorable. Maybe we can add... I feel like this is still missing something. Can I add like a little door here? Oh, I could put like a little door here, but it'd look weird, I guess. I could also put a door leading to the water, which is kind of crazy. But that's not what I want to do. What about a corner window? Let's do it with the little bush. I know, like, it doesn't make any sense, guys, but I really like the way it looks, so I'm gonna keep it anyway. Alright. I feel like I need to recolor some stuff, though. Like, maybe this could be, like, a darker... Oops. Actually, maybe the lights could be recolored. I don't know if I want to go that crazy. I gotta think about it. Maybe I'll just leave it. I don't know. Having second thoughts now. I just want to pet the ducks. Is that such a bad thing? These poor fish, though, are afraid of me. Like, every time I... Man, if I were to take a picture like this... Hold on. Do a nice photo. Oh. I gotta adjust. Oh, I don't want the filter. Oh god. Every time I fix it, I mess it up. Oh, I see what that is. I was wondering. I don't know if I think the angle is bad too, now I think about it. I want to get a perfect picture.